Hello and welcome to Should You Play, a series where I will take a game that I have played in the past and basically give a mini review on it. That's literally what the series is. The first Should You Play episode did fairly alright, so let's keep the ball rolling, On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at Super Hexagon by Terry Kavanagh, or however you actually say that name. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but I seriously have no idea how you actually say this name. First of all, what even is this game? Super Hexagon, as described by its Steam store page, is a minimal action game where you essentially control a triangle around the hexagon, trying to avoid the upcoming obstacles and survive for at least 60 seconds to beat the level. That's pretty much the whole summary of this game, and it's a rather simple concept, sure. However, the execution more than makes up for it, trust me. This is definitely one of those games that's really easy to understand, but it's really hard to master. So, let's start with the positives about this game. The first positive, as mentioned earlier, is that this game is simple yet difficult. No one is going to hop into this game for the first time and instantly beat every single level. It will take you countless retries to beat even the first level, and then you have 5 more to go before you beat the game. I really enjoy games like this, especially when the controls just work as they should. That's another positive about this game. The controls. They are just great. Sure, they can feel too slow or too fast on the earlier levels, but getting used to them is not hard at all. About 20 minutes at most in my opinion, and when you do get used to them, they're just perfect. There's no delay in movement, there's no sliding around like some low-budget games. When you stop moving or change direction, it's instantaneous, and it feels great. And the last positive about this game that I'll talk about in this video is the presentation. It's absolutely phenomenal. Tell me, do you like amazing chiptune music? Have you ever heard of Chipzel? Well, Super Hexagon has both, and it's pretty much sex for your ears. This game has one of the absolute best soundtracks I've heard from an indie game ever, and this game only has 3 songs in total, not counting the remixes. And while the graphics can irritate some people's eyes, yes, they are very minimalistic and not very demanding, as you can tell, which basically means that this game will just work on anything you throw it onto. Now that we have gotten the positives out of the way, let's get to the negatives. For starters, this game has very little replay value. Once you beat the last 6th level and witness the ending, there's pretty much no more reason to play this game anymore. To beat your old scores, I guess, but besides that, there's little incentive to play the game after the final level. And considering there's no workshop support, you can't make your own levels or go into community created levels without downloading a separate game entirely. The second negative is that this game can be short depending on the person. Sure, I see some people taking up to 50 hours to beat the final level, but being the type of person that I am, I cleared this game less than 6 hours on my first run through, but some people can do it even in under 20 minutes, and it varies from person to person, sure. So, depending on who you are, this game can either overstay its welcome, or end before you know it. And the third negative is the game's leaderboard system. Say, do you want a shot at becoming the #1 player on the level? Well, too fucking bad, because the leaderboards are filled with hacked scores. So if you care about your ranking on the leaderboard, this is basically an instant turn-off. So, should you play Super Hexagon? In my opinion, yes. This is a nice, cheap indie game that is executed really well with a very simple concept of easy to learn, hard to master. It has really tight controls and phenomenal presentation. The music is some of the best I've ever heard. But after you beat the game, there's pretty much no reason to replay it. The length of the game can vary and the leaderboards are just filled with cheated scores. But overall, definitely give this game a shot if you want a decent challenge with amazing music. Thanks for watching.